and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Right, good afternoon from the south coast of the UK and welcome to Film My Run, welcome to the Zwift Run Live YouTube channel, and we are doing one of the very first Watopia Run Festivals of the week. It's the 5k race. There will be lots of these throughout the week, 5Ks and 10k races, and ending with half marathons and marathons at the weekend, this coming weekend. So being a Monday, we're starting off with the easy ones, a nice easy 5k. Victoria's decided to run it with me, not with me, but you know, with us. And there are 102 people running. There were about 180 signed up for this, so not a bad return. Over 100 people actually running, and Victoria is currently in 24th position. We keep losing her heart rate for some reason. Keeps coming back and then dropping out again, but I'm sure it'll be all right. Tim is asking, what light have I got there? The main studio lights are RTX 8Ts from Falcon Eyes. Falcon Eyes, and they're RX8T. And they're like a foldable kind of LED light. I've got two of them, one either side of the screen. So what we're going to do, I had planned on looking at the leaders, and then Victoria said she would run. So I feel obliged to stay a little bit with Victoria, but we'll just jump up to the front of the race and see what's going on there. Rob H7 says, can I use Zwift Run with just my Apple Watch, or do I need a pod on my running shoe? Right. The honest answer to this is I don't know. I think you can. I don't have an Apple Watch, but I've seen plenty of people saying that they are using their Apple Watch. Now, the problem with using a wrist-based speed source is that it gets your speed, obviously, from the up and down movement of your wrist, which is not the best way to get speed from your body. Much better to get it from your moving foot. But I'm pretty sure that you can use just your Apple Watch to run on Zwift, yes. If you want to, certainly if you just want to try it out and see what it's like. Tim Gross, yes, Falcon Eyes, that's correct. Right, Garcia from Brazil is in the lead, running at 3:44 per kilometre. So let's have a look at who Garcia is. Garcia is aged 41. Oh, very good looking chap. You'd like him, Victoria. Nice photo, look. Oh, she can't see that close. Just as well, really. Very good looking chap. Level 15 runner, 657 kilometres total running time on total running distance on Zwift. He's from Brazil, and he's currently in the lead of the first first Watopia Run Festival 5K of the day. Or was there one earlier this morning? I'm not sure. I don't think there was. Bodes, B-Odes from Britain is next. We've seen him before. Trying to catch up with Garcia. Is going faster than Garcia at the moment. Heart rate of 163. So he's on the chase. And if he stays at that pace, he will catch Garcia in the next couple of minutes. So Bodes is 55 years old, very experienced Zwift runner. He's on level 19, and he's run 1,263 kilometres on Zwift, and he is right behind our leader Garcia at the moment. He will catch him in a second. So well done to Bodes. And also right behind him, well, just about 20 seconds behind now, falling behind, is Cruz from Brazil. Well done to Cruz. So a couple of Brazilians in the top three. Cruz is 43 years old, 165 centimetres tall, from Brazil, a level 13 runner, and he's run 536 kilometres on Zwift so far. Alex Deiter says, are all the routes the same, or do they change for each race? Well, overall, yes, they change for lots of different races. For the Watopia Run Festival 5Ks, I'm not sure. I have to say I don't know. I guess most of them will, yes, probably be the same route. All the 5Ks will be the same route, and obviously the 10Ks will probably be the same route. But I don't know for sure. So it may be that some 5Ks are a different route, go a different direction, but I don't know, and I wouldn't like to say for definite. So that's Adriano Cruz. Bodes has taken the lead now. He's off and away in front. We don't have a first name for Bodes. He's just B-Odes. So Bodes in first place. Garcia in second. What's Garcia's name? Is it Jose? Yeah, Jose Eduardo Garcia. Adriano Cruz is cruising in third. Carsten from Germany, running at 3:40 per kilometre. See, He's going faster than Cruz, so he should catch Cruz any second as well. So this is Vogel Karsten, but his profile is private, so we can't see any information about him. But Vogel Karsten is a Zwift long distance runner group member as well, and he's in 4th currently. Fairfield from the UK, let's have a little look at him. Fairfield is a level 13 cyclist and a level 12 runner. So he's cycled 1,123 kilometres and he's run 544 kilometres to get him to level 12. He's currently in 5th position. This is Adam Fairfield. I think Adam is capable of quite speedy paces actually, so he may well move up. Although Karsten is going fairly quick. Fairfield's going at about 4 minutes per kilometre. Aliassi, not sure what the flag is. Does anybody know what Aliassi's flag is? We'll find out though, because we'll find out what country he's from now. Is it Malaysia? Bahrain, okay. So Aliassi from Bahrain. He's a level 1 cyclist, so he's only done 15 kilometres on Zwift on the bike, and he's a level 5 runner, having done 75 kilometres on Zwift running. So he's a relatively new, a very new Zwift runner and cyclist, very new to Zwift overall. So he's from Bahrain, so well done to him. Let's get through the top 10 quick. So Blanco, well done to Blanco. Blanco's running at 4 minutes per kilometre, 2 kilometres in now. And he's in 7th position. This is Jose Manuel Blanco from Spain. Level 7 runner, 175 kilometres run on Zwift. 4 minutes per kilometre currently. Pike is next. Little way behind from Wales. This is Chris Pike, 34 years old. He's a level 21 cyclist at 3,930 kilometres of cycling under his belt. A level 17 runner. He's run 829 kilometres on Zwift. So he's been on Zwift a little while. And he's currently in 8th position. Well done to him. From Wales, that's Chris Pike. Marcus from Germany. H. Marcus, we haven't got a first name for him, aged 40 years old, from Germany, level 11 runner, 390 kilometres run on Zwift so far. Rob Harrison says, I hope you have the fan turned on for Victoria, it's a very warm day. It is indeed a very warm day, and I did not turn the fan on, Victoria did it herself. And she says it's still warm, it really is very warm here today, so that's probably why I'm not running. I'm going to be running tonight. This is Zungalo from Brazil. So a few Brazilian runners out on the course. Is this our first lady? Oh. Yes. So this is Eliana Zungalo. Marcus Holmes is saying keep it up to Victoria. This is Eliana Zungalo from Brazil, aged 48. She's a level 4 runner. She's our first lady at the moment, level 4 and position 10 in the race. She's done 32 kilometres on Zwift so far. So a relatively new Zwift runner. So good for her. She's gone up to 9th now. She's just passed Marcus. So let's go back to Victoria, see how she's doing. Sorry. Okay, let's do Victoria. Let's find out what Victoria's done. I don't actually know how I find out how much you've done. Oh, I know, yeah. Chris, click there. So this is Victoria Cousins, my wife. She's 47 years old, and she's a level 5 cyclist. She's done 202 kilometres on the bike, and she's done over double that running. She's a level 12 runner, 419 kilometres run on Zwift so far. And she's currently in 26th position out of 102. So top quarter, top 25%, nearly, just about. She's got about 13 minutes left to run, depends if she speeds up or not. She's just been overtaken as well, so she better get her arse in gear. And we've got a lot of dropouts from your heart rate, Victoria. You can see all the red dips, all the red lines at the bottom of the screen. Just not a very good connection between your watch and the Ant Plus signal. That's all. The Ant Plus USB stick. So in order to get your heart rate into Zwift, you can use Bluetooth or you can use Ant Plus. I use Bluetooth on my watch, but Victoria has to use Ant Plus on her watch because her watch is a little bit older than mine. She's got a Phoenix 5. Mine's a Phoenix 6. And so Victoria needs to use Ant Plus, and Ant Plus, in my experience, is notorious for dropping signal, although this is quite a lot of dropped signal from what I'm used to. Right, Victoria's got another woman right behind her. So if she's racing this, she needs to keep ahead of Kay Marie. Let's give her a ride on. And let's find out who she is exactly. Hang on a minute. Okay, Marie's overtaken Victoria now. Right, this is Christy Marie from the USA. She's 44. She's a level 21 runner, so she's an experienced runner. 1,355 kilometres run on Zwift, so she knows what she's doing. She's been here a while. Can she keep ahead of Victoria? Don't give up like that. Victoria says, I think so. Zen Studio says, hi Stephen, finally able to catch your live stream. Go Victoria, he says. Thank you, Sen. So I'm going to be on tonight. I'll either do the Watopia Run Festival at 7 or Monday Run Club at 7:30. I'll probably do Watopia actually at 7. I do like to finish nice and early. Let's go and have a look at the front again and see how they're getting on. So we had Garcia and Bodes right up at the front there. So let's see how they're doing. So Garcia has retaken the lead now, and he's running at 3:20 per kilometre, which is quick. And he is now a good 25 seconds ahead of Bodes in second place, who's running at 3:36. So if Garcia keeps up that pace, 3:20, then he will win with 700 metres to go, and Bodes in second with 800 metres to go. It looks like that's how it's going to stay. And then 1 minute 15 behind Bodes is it Karsten? Yes. So he's going quicker than Bodes at the moment, or just about nearly as quick as Bodes. So, and then we've got Chan, who's going at a ridiculous pace now all of a sudden as well. So Garcia in first. No heart rate for Garcia either. And steps per minute. Steps per minute of 159. That is a little bit suspect, but we'll let him off for going that quickly. So if he's going at 3 minutes per kilometre now. Oh, hang on a minute. Okay, Facebook message is not coming through. Sorry. Okay, hang on. Let me just have a look. I'm just a little bit suspect about Garcia there. I apologise if he's genuine, but it looks to me like he's going that quick, but at 159 steps per minute. I'm not entirely convinced of that, but I apologise if I'm wrong. Right, I don't know. It doesn't look like Facebook messages are coming through. It doesn't look like I can get them coming through either for some reason. Says there's 19. Ah, there they are. Right, I apologise to everybody who's been chatting on Facebook. I've missed all those messages. Ace Ventura says, do the Run Festival. Okay, I'll do the Run Festival at 7. Right, so Garcia, we're not sure about. No heart rate and 159, but he was running at 3 minutes per kilometre there for a minute. Bodes is just coming to the finish. Heart rate of 168. Steps per minute, much more like it at 177. That makes more sense. Cruz, how's Cruz doing? Yes, heart rate of 171. Steps per minute of 173. That again is much more like it. Oh no, that's not Cruz, that's Karsten. Where's Cruz? Again, you see, look, Cruz, heart rate of 76 BPM and steps per minute is not there at all. So both the Brazilian runners, I'm afraid, I am not convinced about. And I apologise if I'm not right. That first place and third place, second place, no, what is he? Cruz is fourth. First place and fourth place very suspect as far as I'm concerned. And there's Chan, Alissi. Is that the first lady? No. Where's our first lady gone? Adam Fairfield. Again, no heart rate or steps per minute for Adam, but I am fairly sure Adam is a legit runner, so there we are. Chris Pike. Yeah, Garcia's steps remain static, no change. Yeah. Zungalo, there's our first lady. Zungalo again, no heart rate and no steps per minute and running at 3:39, 3:40 per kilometre. Okay, well, I don't want to be negative about it, because we have to say as well that Adam doesn't have any heart. Remind you, his steps per minute is 180, so that 180 steps per minute is about right. Zungalo. Well, there are plenty of women perfectly capable of running. Well, she's now running 4 minutes per kilometre, but she was doing 3:40. Let's see Victoria. Let's go back to Victoria, who is at 3.7 kilometres, running at 12.6 kilometres per hour. Yeah, Rob Harrison says Garcia must have long legs for a 1:59 steps pace at 3 minutes per kilometre. James Smith says first place is very suspect. Ace Ventura, it's a fake runner. Jonathan, Facebook message is not coming through. We sorted that out. Christoph says, nice pace, Victoria. Keep going. Ace Ventura says, it happens to me with the Garmin FootPod regarding dropouts for heart rate. So dropouts from his Garmin FootPod as well. Yeah. Do you know what? The cyclists absolutely love Ant Plus, and they won't have a word said against it. But to be honest with you, Bluetooth all day of the week for me. I'm not a big fan of Ant Plus at all. Seems very flaky. So Victoria running through the volcano at the moment, and she's keeping pace with Chill. Is that no? Who are you with? Marin. Is it Marin or Chill? Chi. Well, Chi is 12 seconds ahead of you, so it's not Chi. Whoever that person is ahead of you is probably not in the race, is it? We can't see the person ahead of you. That's a bit strange, isn't it? Who is that person? Right, so Chi is 12 seconds ahead. Marin and JCS are 2 seconds behind you. So we've got no idea who that runner is immediately in front of you. Jonathan Cost's earlier question was about the light strip on the fence that I saw last night, or was it a reflection? No, it is a real light strip on the fence in the garden, yes. Hooked up to all the other lights in here. It's a hue light strip, and it's hooked up to the music on the stream, so it should flash. It doesn't actually flash in time with the music on the stream, but it should do. It kind of flashes. kind of vaguely in time with the music. So Victoria, it's Marcus Holmes. Marcus Holmes is running with Victoria, but he's not actually in the race. So thank you, Marcus. Ace Ventura says, go Victoria. Victoria's working hard, although we can't see her heart rate because it's dropped out again. But she's breathing heavy. There you are, 139 BPM. So it doesn't seem... Yeah, that is wrong, isn't it? It's not. It's more than that, isn't it? Okay, so Victoria's heart rate is not working properly, so probably ignore Victoria's heart rate. And Tim Gross is about to tell us that she should be wearing a heart rate strap, and the optical heart rate is no good. We're just going to ignore that. And Rob Harrison is the first person to officially notice the plants in the garden. Victoria has been hard at work. She has indeed planted the garden. We now have our plants in the garden with our bark as well surrounding all the plants. So it's all looking lovely. Victoria has half a kilometre left to go. She's 24th out of 102, and she needs to push it now just to get to the end there. But she's only just ahead of JCS and Marin. So to stop them catching her, she does need to speed up. I reckon you can do 14 at the end, Victoria, to get away from JCS, who is catching you. So thank you, Rob Harrison. Victoria is very pleased that somebody has noticed the plants in the garden. And yes, the light strips are all synchronised to music on the stream. They are working now as well, but obviously you can't see them in the sunshine. But hopefully you might see them tonight, although it'll still be light tonight when I run. So I'm going to run the Watopia Run Festival at 7 p.m. this evening, so I'll see you then. Rob Harrison says, my wife is a garden designer and offered to do a planting... Oh, really? Oh, well, I must have forgotten about that. I'm sure I did read it, Rob. I can't... What plants have we got in there, Victoria? Oh, she can't talk. She's too hard. She's working too hard. Bump it up then. Come on then. You've got 200 metres. Come on, you can do 14k for 200 metres. 14 kph for 200 metres. Go on. I'm such a bully, aren't I? Such a bully. Here she goes. She's going to overtake them. She's in 25th. She's coming up to 24th. She's got to 24th. Now she needs to keep ahead of JCS for the last 200 metres. Ace Ventura says, go Victoria. Christoph says, I remember you deliberately hurt your foot to avoid helping Victoria in the garden. Yes, I did. You're quite correct. And she's pushing it now. Come on, Vic. 100 metres to go. Marcus Holmes is right with you, helping you along. JCS is coming, though. JCS is coming, but you've done it. Well done. Stop the treadmill or slow it down. 24th position for Victoria. Ignore the time because obviously that's wrong, but it's under 25 minutes, should be. Well done, Victoria. Good job. So that is, she is knackered. That is the first of our Watopia Run Festival streams. The first of the Watopia Run Festival races. All week this week we have the Watopia Run Festival 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathon and marathon races this week. Marathons and half marathons at the weekend. So it's 5Ks and 10Ks during the week. So we had Garcia in the lead. Garcia was the winner, who we're not entirely convinced about. Bodes was second. Karsten was third. And then look at the heart rate again for Cruz. I don't believe that for 1 minute. So Cruz as well, another Brazilian runner. Chan was fifth. Alicia, how do you pronounce that? Aliassi was sixth. Fairfield was seventh. Chris Pike was eighth. Zungalo was our first lady, but again, we're not entirely convinced by Zungalo's time. Although we have to give people the benefit of the doubt, I guess. So let's drop a load of ride-ons here for these people. Well done to everyone here who took part. Over 100 people in the Watopia Run Festival 5K. Victoria came in a very respectable 24th position. So top 25% for Victoria. Paul Schroeder says, well done. What pace are you planning for the 10k this evening? Not fast, Rob. I don't think. That's wrong. You were faster than 25 minutes because of the thing at the beginning. So you were 24. I'd say you were probably 24:50. I would imagine. Sense Studio says, well done, Victoria. Simon says, I love the encouragement at the end. Maybe Victoria can return the favour for you later. No, Simon, she's not allowed to do that. No, she's not allowed to offer me encouragement at the end of my races because I get grumpy. Andrew Cutmore says, nice running, Victoria. James Smith says, well done. Ace Ventura says, well done. Christoph says, congratulations, Victoria. So, Rob, this evening I will run the 10k, but I'll probably get dragged into doing a progressive. So I'll start slowly and finish strong. We'll look at around
Start fast, finish faster.
No, I reckon we're looking at 45 minutes, maybe 43 minutes. What do you think? Something like that, Rob? Are you running tonight? Do you want to tag on? Brianna says, well done, Victoria. Good stuff. Okay, so that's it from the first Watopia Run Festival 5k. We will be back at 7 p.m. UK time this evening for the Watopia Run Festival 10k. No, it's aimed at me. Jonathan Costas, flappy arms and grumpiness is not a good combo. Exactly, which is why Victoria keeps well out of the way. The closest she's allowed to get is the sofa there. And if I've got my headphones on, I try and avoid listening when she shouts at me to tell me to go faster. It's 7 o'clock tonight for the Watopia Run Festival 10k. I will probably do a grumpy progressive run where I decide that I'm not going to race, but then get dragged into racing and end up going fast towards the end. Rob Harrison says, I may run it, but I'm tapering for the marathon. Okay, I haven't decided whether to run the marathon at the weekend or not. We'll see. I've been enjoying running outside at the weekend the past couple of weeks. Been very nice getting on the hills in the sunshine. So we'll see how I feel. I'll certainly, if I don't do the marathon, I'll definitely do the half marathon. So one or the other. And I suppose I haven't done an all-out effort, half marathon or marathon on Zwift for a little while. It was last year. I did a marathon this year, but it was like an averagely paced marathon, so not overly quick. Paul Schroeder says that's how you do all your races. Do you know what? You're so right, Paul. Very rarely do I start off quick and keep going quick. I usually start off easy and work my way into the race and start off saying I'm not going to race and end up racing. Paul Schroeder knows me as well as my wife does now. Jonathan Cost says he's definitely not racing. So all is yet to be decided this week. Maybe a marathon at the weekend on Zwift, maybe not. If not the marathon, definitely a half. And one or two of these races I will race this week. I will race them, but whether it's... See, the hot weather plays a part as well, doesn't it? If it's really hot, it's very difficult to race hard. Anyway, enough waffle from me. Well done to Victoria. We'll see you all this evening for the Watopia Run Festival 10k. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. We're off. We're out of here. Take care. Bye-bye.